InfosecTrain started in 2016, and they are purely into the security and technology training and consulting. Their core area has been IT and cybersecurity, as well as they have also expanded into digital security. And they have like 70 plus ruler trainers. I am also one of them, supporting them, delivering their key, training portfolios. With these as a background, I'll just give you a brief of these today's agenda. I would like to give an introduction that I will be given. I would cover CPP exam domains. How does the exam structure look like? Let's Before that, let me give a brief about the CPP. Guys, as you know, CPP is Certified Protection Professional. Now, if you ask me why CPP, how does it augur for the organization? What relevance it has for the organization? Why should a security professional, have a CPP certification? Now, there are two aspects, guys. One is, all of some of us believe that having a certification helps us in the job profile. It helps in enhancement of job. It helps in improving or helping us getting a better job opportunity. I go the other way around. I don't just look at the CPP or any of the certification on that front. I just believe that whatever you do, are you able to apply them to your day-to-day life? How does CPP, learning CPP or having an understanding of this particular certification help you to improve on your day-to-day work posture? Are you able to represent yourself better? Are you able to go and have this confidence to talk to your business heads, saying the sir, ma'am, or whatever you call them by name? Look, I see this is a risk for a business, and can I help you or assist you in mitigating this risk? Are you able to give this confidence to the organization that, okay, see, look, we are going for a new site. I see this threat. How can I do the value addition? Look, my employees are traveling. How can I do this value addition of supporting you? Hey, look, you are, coming up with a new site. I see a lot of challenges. We should restrict the visitors from having access to our site. That confidence is what you need, and that will come when you have a basic understanding of what you are studying. Just not that we are going for a certification just to clear a certification. It is easy to clear certification, guys, but what I would request and urge you, that don't make certification is kind of just for your certification or degree purpose. Make it a learning way. Make it so that you are more confident in your presentation in your day-to-day dealings. So, guys, we usually come across this particular keep hearing in various ACs and various other meetings. Enterprise risk management. People talk about it. So, is it that really matters to you? See, enterprise risk management, to my understanding, it varies across the organization. For a security professional like you or me, what matters to me is understanding the risk associated with each domain. How are you going to assess that? Are you going a step up? What kind of interaction you have to understand the business? Are you interacting with the senior leadership and the junior leadership on a daily basis? Are you really watchful? Unless and until you bring in that value addition to the business, nobody is going to hear you. People understand and underrate security a lot of times, but that is not the fact. How you do the value addition, that is completely dependent on you. Example, I believe most of you have given a lot of support to the business during COVID situation, right? COVID, you really guys played a wonderful role. But tell me one thing: before the regulations came up, the government regulations came up. In India, if I have to tell you, we had 5,000 notifications, 5,000 regulations that came up across pan India. Were you able to support if your business was across India, pan India? Were you able to support your business? How could you take the lead in supporting them? I understand many of us have done some aftermath, like once the COVID has stopped, you have supported employees, you have ensured their safety, you have asked their whereabouts, you have helped them in getting them good hospitals, any kind of support, any kind of permissions that you have given for the company. But have you gone beyond that? Have you kind of thought of before your Ministry of Home Affairs or Ministry of MOHW or any other government entity should have thought of it. So security professionals should think beyond, be very proactive in the thought process and devise the risk mitigation strategy beforehand. And if you're able to present it, I think people are going to listen to you. So having said that, let me tell you how the CPP looks like for all of us, for all the security professionals. This is a technical and managerial, you know, what you call skill set that this certification is going to check on you. How are you able to execute your managerial leadership skills in security by enhancing your knowledge in these few domains? Now the requirements are very clear for us. You need at least 7 years of security experience uh, if you do not have a higher education degree. But if you have a higher education degree, the requirements are very different. It is very much visible on my screen. So if you have a master's degree or international equivalent from an accredited institution of higher education and have 5 years of security experience or 4 years, you can already have an APP or at least 3 years of which shall have in responsible charge of the security function. So these are the experiences needed. Even if you do not have experience, of course, you would have worked in some capacity in managing security risk for your organization. You can mention that and appear for the certification. Now, the domain. So the entire domain looks like this, guys. There are 7 domains which has a weightage. Now, the highest weightage has the security principles and practices, which covers multiple aspects of security, and it is on a day-to-day basis that you do for security domain. That's over 50%. You have business principles and practices. You have investigations. You have personal security, physical security, information security, and trust management. So these are the 7 domains or 7 books that we're going to read. Now I'll not harp upon this in detail now because when I come to the topics and I'll try to make explain things in detail, I'll come across how to make it more simplified for you so that you understand it in a more holistic manner rather than trying to remember things. Let me tell you guys, I am not at all able to remember. I don't remember things so well, but yes, if I understand things well, I'm able to represent. So for CPT, my preparation was for 4 months. For PSP, I prepared for 3 months. For PCI, I studied for 2 months. And within that span of time, I was able to clear. And then I was able to manage that with my day-to-day activity, which I being the country head of my 10 hours of my work to organize and then managing a family as well as managing the certification. I did not take any stress. I studied in the had a proper routine. I'll tell about my experience also and how you can actually draw some conclusion about it and plan your routine around that. So the exam structure, guys, looks like this. We have 225 multiple choice questions that you need to appear, out of which there are 200 live scoreable questions. 25 are pre-test questions, which doesn't carry any marks. So basically, you are being judged for 200 questions on which has a marking. So, but however, you will be attempting 225 questions during a span of 4 hours, right? The time limit for us is 4 hours. And do we have a negative marking? No, we do not have a negative marking. And the passing marks is 650 out of 800 scale score. Now the point, this is very important, guys. Like, what is that? Like, we panic. People create a lot of what you call, some people have passed certification. They make a lot of hue and cry. I think that is very tough. It is really challenging. It takes, I took 6 months of day and night study. Somebody tells that I studied for a year. Somebody says that it's very tough. I could not understand the questions. No, guys, please take it easy. It is just like your any other responsibility that you're handling in the company. I understand you manage such high profile visits of so many visitors. You have expats visiting you. Your company is deployed in very sensitive locations. You are managing such things at a very higher level. At times you are doing the security risk assessment. Very critical, very detailed, you do that. And do you think this is tough? No, not at all. Let me tell you, whatever is there in the book, 80% of activities you are doing yourself without realizing that yes, this translates into some language in what is mentioned in AC. Kind of they're mentioned in a language that probably you and me don't make it, don't understand it very clearly. But 80% of things is you know it very well. So please take it easy. There's nothing new, nothing engineering into it. There is fairly very few technical aspects that you need to remember. I will help you understand those piece of information and remember those. 80% is pure understanding, pure basic. Now, you as an individual, what you need to do is please carry out your SWOT analysis. How I carry out a SWOT analysis? You hear this terminology a lot of times, this particular SWOT: strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. Just say, okay, I am good at mathematics. No, I am not good at mathematics. I'm good at engineering. No, I am not able to understand this concept. Probably my mind doesn't work that way. I'm not able to understand how does this entire flow, electricity flows into the system. I am not able to understand how the electromagnetic law works. Some people will say, no, I don't understand cybersecurity. Some people say, yeah, investigation is very complicated. I don't understand. Some people say crisis management and business management. I don't have an understanding. So please have just have an understanding as to where am I lacking. Why? Because and how will you come to know when you have a one level of reading? How do I read that? You understand how many pages you have? Anybody can tell me how many pages you have in the entire seven subjects, seven modules together? What are the number of pages? Anybody can tell me that what are the number of pages that we read? Exactly the number of pages, to my understanding, is 2176. 2176 pages in the entire seven modules, out of which you forget 100 odd pages, which are for contents and other stuff, or the small words that is mentioned, or the first five pages or last five pages, forget that. So around 2100 pages that you need to read. This also has been a problem with myself, with many others like me. I think all of you would be facing the challenge. The moment I open the book, I feel sleepy, and I get a very good night's sleep the moment I open the book. It happens with most of us. But then, um, guys, one more thing I'll tell you: your first attempt is the best attempt. Why? Because I would rather appreciate you not wasting time again and again. If you're putting in 90% of efforts and just missing out on 10% of effort, you are again, wasting a lot of time. So just understand, first attempt, I'm going to appear for this time, this CPP this time, and I'm going to clear it. Make yourself very much headstrong that I'm going to clear CPP no matter what. Make a timeline around this. People who have never studied, make a timeline of 4 months, 5 months, 6 months also. I'm good depending on your understanding and perception capability. You don't have to rush into things. People who have studied something, make a 3 months or 4 months of plan, right? I see my friend create a systemic study plan. This is very essential for you. How do you do a systemic study plan? Do you have to study long hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours? No, please don't do that. You don't have to study so much. If you can spare an hour or two in the morning, an hour or two in the evening, well and good. But you have to be truthful to yourself. No matter what, I'm going to study. And how I'm going to study? Oh, I'm very tired today. I don't feel like studying today. How do I study? In that case, how do I motivate myself? Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm really exhausted today. I had a bad day. I come home and I freshen up. I said, okay, I don't feel like I want to lie down. Okay, I don't want to sit on the table and study. I'm really exhausted. What I'm going to do is I'll start walking. I'll hold the book. I'll roam around in my house. Your family might say, what are you doing? I said, okay, it's perfectly fine. I put on the music. I want to dance. I dance, I study. But I'm studying for that 1 hour or for the 2 hours, whatever time you decide, depending on your reception capability. But that dedicated time is your time. Your phone should not disturb you. Your family should not disturb you. That 1 hour of time, go for a walk. Go to a society. Go for a stroll. Get hold of the book.
Now, I also just want to repeat, I have told you that alternate form of study you have to follow. What are the alternate forms of study I mentioned? One is, I said, start, one is the book that is available. You have to read the book. Then you have to start writing. That is one another form of way you study. At times, you have to record your own voice. Please record your voices. Record your voice, try to listen to it when you have free time. You are walking, you are going for a jog, listen to your own voice. That material is recorded, listen to it. If you are driving your car, please play your voice. You will feel good about it. You know where to improve. If you're in the washroom, you can play your recording on recording and listen to it while you are spend some couple of minutes there. If you're having a breakfast, you can actually use that recorded voice to listen and engage yourself for that period. You are there in the moment, and you are connected to your studies. Otherwise what happens is we focus on 9 to 10 hours of work or 12 hours at times in office. We feel disconnected with our studies. Let us not that happen. Whenever you have time, you have your own form of PPT sometimes in your WhatsApp. Sometimes you should have your own recordings. Sometimes you should have this material. Just read that. And whenever you feel that this is tough, your mind is not receptive, you're not able to study properly that point in time, pick up the easier version of the book. Like for example, today I am not feeling like reading the technical security, I'll pick up crisis management, or I'll pick up just like business principles or something like that, which is easier subject. Or I'll pick up investigation, which I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. Whatever is the easier subject to you, pick up that particular day. Now, one more important thing for you guys is that you should take the examination at the Prometric Center. Why Prometric Center? Why not? I think we have an option to appear remotely also. But why Prometric Center is because if there is something going wrong at the Prometric Center, your laptop crashes down, your system crashes down, then the Prometric Center, they are responsible for this. They will schedule your examination again. But if you are doing this at home, probably that will not work out that way, right? There everything is, you don't have to take any tension that whether your system is working fine, whether the backup is there, whether the light is there or not, or whether there is disturbance from your family members, or you're getting any calls from your boss. Please guys, please focus on Prometric Center. Choose the best Prometric Center near you and schedule your examination accordingly. Before you go to the Prometric Center, give a call to them, ensure that your booking is done. There is a number that will be given to you. You have to register on the Prometric Center website, and then you get a date for that. There is an option to reschedule the examination also if there is any emergency at home or is emergency at work. You can also okay, comparing CISSP certification, how hard CPP certification, guys, it is not at all hard, right? Gopinath sir, it is not at all hard. It requires the same amount of effort, I'll say, because CISSP is more into information security, and physical security has a mix of different aspects, including cyber security. And it takes the usual the same time, but it depends. If you are a physical security professional, it will be easier for you. If you are a cyber security professional, it will, you need some efforts to understand. That is the only challenge. Otherwise, it requires the same amount of time and effort for both the certifications. This I always tell you guys, don't underestimate your potential. I think you would have seen a lot of leaders in the organization. Somebody is some heading APAC, someone is the global head. You feel that okay, I mean, this person would have probably done well in his life, and that is why he is there. No, please, no. You are yourself capable. You yourself are capable. You can rise to the ladders, and you can be the global head. You can be any business head also. I just telling you my story, guys. I come from a security domain, but then I migrated to different domain. Currently, I'm with the business, and the kind of organization I'm working with. I handle multiple critical activities, and I am away from physical security, but I manage the core risk now. So I head the risk domain now for my organization, and which encompasses all of that, including cyber, physical, other business risks, business resilience. All of that encompasses the risk domain now, and including legal as well. So the point is, you can actually do well. Do not underestimate your potential. You are good. You just have that confidence in yourself that you can very well do it, and you are the best. Nobody can assess you. You are the best. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe in yourself that yes, I'm going to crack it at the very first go. Do not follow too many advices. There are good people, there are bad people available. Some people misguide you. And they make it appear that is very challenging. They demotivate you. Please do not get away from those peoples. Do not follow too many advices. For your advice should be your advice. It is restricted to you. You know your potential. No matter what, even if you are not strong, you know that you're going to be strong because you're going to focus time and efforts, and you will very surely clear it. Then do not refer to multiple resources that I mentioned. Just focus on the core material. Do not panic during and before examination. It usually happens that we feel that what will happen if I fail, what will happen if I do not pass the examination. Guys, the life doesn't stop here. This is just the beginning, right? It does not affect, nobody is taking away your job because you did not pass a CPP or PSP or PCI. While I say that there is no way that you will going to fail, because you should have the confidence on yourself. Go with the confidence, you attempt the examination, you don't realize the examination gets over and you have passed the examination. That is how it happens. Even when I appeared examination, I felt that okay, I do not know, probably I don't know what I have attempted, but I have the confidence. I think I have basic understanding of this domain. I should not fail. That's what my understanding. I was praying God, okay, let me see the marks. And when the marks came up, I was like, oh my goodness, I have scored almost, 90% of marks. Not that I was talented, not that I'm very good technically, very strong, not at all. I had a basic understanding of domain. So whatever I do today, I have a basic understanding. I believe that you guys are actively participating and actively working in the domain. You have better understanding than me. But where I can help you is to tell you that this is the direction, this is the way. Focus on this, do not focus on this, and how you make your life very simpler by reading this particular activity, right? That is where I'm going to help. I'm just giving a direction. Otherwise, you yourself are more capable than me, and you will be able to clear it very at the very first go.